But we want to keep an eye out because we do have crews who have been working since overnight, looking all across our area, what we're seeing. And we are seeing some damage in the City Park area and some downed trees. And so I know we want to check in and have Paul Murphy, who's live there, and get an idea of exactly what you're seeing. Paul, good morning to you.
And good morning. We are on Wisner Boulevard between Fillmore and Allen Toussaint. Some of you may know this as the old site of the John F. Kennedy High School. And take a look, you can see a large live oak has fallen in the morning rain. It might have been straight line winds, might have been tornadic activity. We don't know at this point, but you can see that it's totally, the root ball is up. It broke the concrete sidewalk, and it's laying over a set of Entergy electric wires that are now laying across the street here, Wisner Boulevard, right across from Bayou St. John. And I'm told that this may be what is responsible for power outages in the Lake Vista area. We noticed when we drove over here, there was no power to the traffic light at Fillmore and Wisner. And I'm joined by District D Councilman Eugene Green.
Yes.
This is your district. You're riding around. What are you finding, and is this sort of the worst of what you've seen so far this morning in your district?
It's important for the public to, if you can, avoid certain areas that you have heard that there are power outages and that there are downed trees. This is an example of why this Wisner Boulevard is closed, because of the danger to the public. So it's just important to recognize that though we are responding, there's still much to be done. It's going to take a little while for this to be cleared. This is the cause for the power outage in the Lake Vista community and the St. Bernard area. So I want to tell those residents that we're on top of it. You can maybe see behind me that there are Entergy crews that are analyzing the situation. The bottom line is that we're going to get power restored as quickly as possible and get these streets cleared by the Department of Public Works, which is already at work.
Yeah, and you could see we have 2 bucket trucks and a number of other vehicles for Entergy. So it looks like, I guess, they're strategizing to figure out the best way. And we know that the wires themselves are no longer energized while they're looking at how to correct the problem, right?
Right, and we're going to restore as quickly as possible. There are approximately 500 customers out that happen to be in my district, but it's in the Lake Vista, St. Bernard area. We're going to get power restored as soon as possible. Trees, for example, that have been uprooted like this take a bit of time to get cleared, but you'll find that the Department of Public Works and others work pretty well. It may be cleared before tomorrow, maybe by the end of today. We recognize the importance of travel and the importance of people getting to the resources that they need.
And I'm told that City Hall may be opening about 10 o'clock. Is that what you're hearing?
Yeah, City Hall should be opening at 10 o'clock. And it's important that it's opening, but that those who are going to City Hall just take into account that this is an extraordinary day in terms of damage, and also there's been flooding in certain areas. There are power lines that are down that have called in other areas too. Just be careful. We appreciate you coming to City Hall today to work. If you have issues to address, come and address those issues, but just be careful. Give us an opportunity to address some of the concerns that are there.
And what we've seen is we were just down at Marconi Meadows, where there's a big live oak laying across Marconi Drive that has not been removed yet. And I'm guessing that Parks and Parkways and Public Works are going to be out here helping to move some of these trees that are blocking the road.
Yes, and I should mention Parks and Parkways. Public Works is, of course, responsible for the streets, but our citizens and residents should know that we're on top of these situations. I've been driving since dawn, looking at situations to call in to make sure that everyone's aware of them. We have lots of limbs that are down on Allen Toussaint, and we have limbs that are down throughout the general area near 610, for example. But the bottom line is that right now crews are hard at work, especially the Public Works and Entergy and Park and Parkways, and we are addressing the issues that need to be addressed right now. But still treat it as a situation where you want to exercise the utmost caution. Don't go near power lines. Don't go near trees that are leaning, for example. Let's take into account that a lot happened last night in terms of wind strength, and that's why we have some of the issues that we have now.
Yeah, and you know that you may want to wait another hour or two before you leave your house, because not only for your safety, but so the city can get out and Entergy and the utilities can get out and assess the damage and start removing some of these debris.
The most important thing is public safety. And you mentioned that City Hall is opening. Just as someone who works at City Hall, we don't want people to have to put themselves at risk. We want you to come in because the issues of the public need to be addressed. And if you have an issue that needs to be addressed, but this is Thursday, it'll definitely be open on Friday. At the end of the day, public safety is of paramount concern. Just do those things that it takes to recognize that we are in a situation now that's a little bit different than a regular daily situation. Be careful.
Thank you, Councilman Eugene Green. Appreciate it. Thank you for talking with us. And again, you can see that this tree is laying all the way across Wisner Drive, and with it is an energy line. A power line is also laying across the street. So obviously this street is closed for now. It's going to take a while for Parks and Parkways and Entergy. And I see Council Amy McCarron. We'll talk with her as well. She can tell us about what's going on in her district. She just arrived on the scene. We are, I'm told, on the border of both District D and District A. Amy McCarron is now joining us. Amy, what are you seeing as you drive around?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of damage. Obviously, there was some flooding in Lakeview area too, on Fleur de Lis, right by me. The pumps seem to make
Right by us.
Yes, right by us. Yes, exactly. Lots of downed trees and everything. So everybody needs to stay aware, stay off the roads if you don't have to get on the roads.
I noticed that, you know, Fleur de Lis, 40th, 38th, 39th, they started flooding, I guess around 6 o'clock, and then the pumps caught up.
Yes, exactly. I know we're waiting to hear from Sewage and Water Board on more details about that. I think there was a press release that went out and they had some power issues. Not sure what exactly happened, but within 30 minutes it was back on and I noticed my street was draining.
And what are you seeing out here? Obviously some trees down, and we've seen limbs down across the area.
Yeah, out here it looks like, you know, we may have seen some tornado damage. I know this was the area where we had an alert about a tornado, so lots of downed trees. We're just checking out the damage to see what needs to be cleaned up.
And what are you telling your constituents?
What I'm telling you guys is stay aware, stay off the streets right now. We are obviously out here working to assess damage and get in touch with the administration to make sure that they know where they need to go to pick up debris and that sort of thing. So stay tuned to the news and our social medias.
Are you hearing about any power outages in District A?
Yes, we have about 800 people without power right now. I've been in touch with Entergy since about 6 a.m. this morning, so we are getting updates on that. I know now that the rain has passed, they are out doing damage assessments, so they can tell us hopefully soon on when power will be restored.
And what's your advice to your constituents?
Report everything, report it to 311. If it's an emergency, please remember to call 911. And you can also follow up with our office. My team is working remote today. They are at their computers, at the phone, ready to take your calls and your emails, and they are staying alert. So,
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Council member, District A, Amy McCarron. Also out here with Eugene Green, checking out the damage. And that's the scene out here near City Park. On Wisner Boulevard. Back to you, Brandon and Brianna.